Yo, what's good with y'all, man? Welcome back to another video. And in this video, we got a crazy sample breakdown today. I don't even know how to categorize it. It's kind of like a more slow, like R&B kind of beginning with like some textured stuff. And then it completely switches up into like a crazy, like synthy trap beat. So I don't even know how to categorize this, but this is a crazy sample with a crazy switch up. So you're going to want to stay for the whole video to see how I made it and to listen to the final sample, of course. And yeah, before we get started with this video, go check out my Instagram. I dropped a huge free pack called Holiday Sounds and it's featuring a bunch of different producers. And yeah, go tap in on my Instagram to get those free sounds. It is probably like 400 sounds or something like that for free. So yeah, let me stop rambling on and let's hop right into the sample breakdown. So first up, we went into pigments and we went into the sampler mode. And I pretty much just made my own multi-keys in this. And all the one shots are coming from Eternal by YEOOO. And I chose a bunch of these presets. We got keys, we got bells. That's pretty much what it is. And it's all like textured sounds. They're like super good for multi-keys, these one shots. Because usually when I want to use multi-keys, I want to look for those textured sounds. And this just works super well with these one shots here. So if you're not familiar with multi-keys, it's pretty much just going to play a round robin of all these notes here. And as you hear, it plays all different notes. And I came up with these chords right here. And pretty much for the chords itself, it's just an A sharp minor chord right here. But all I'm doing is taking this F note and pitching it down an octave and then adding in this C note here to just make it a little darker sounding. And then the second chord here is just an F major chord. And I just stack this F up an octave again. And then this chord right here is exactly the same. I just pitched up that A up an octave. So it's really just inversions and pitching stuff up and down octaves. And it's going from minor to major chords just to, I don't know, it makes it sound a little bit more like R&B, like vintage sounding. And then with the multi-keys itself is just like really good because it sounds super textured without me even having to manipulate the melody at all. And there's no effects on this at all. And usually when I use multi-keys, I like to open up an Edison and let the multi-keys play out a whole bunch of times because the sound does change a lot. And I let that play out and I chopped it up and we got this sound right here. Next up, I consolidate the main melody here, and I added it to a mixer track here with a portal on. We're going into the Velvet portal library that's included with this huge Eternals kit. And I got this background textures preset. Then I got some halftime on there just to slow it down a bit. And then I rendered out that melody again, and oh, I forgot I said I reversed it also. And then I pitched it down an octave, and now it sounds like this. And then the last thing for this like first little like intro section is just these key layers and drop sound. Very spacey, but I think it helps transition into the next section where it kind of opens up. And now we're talking about it. The next section is super simple with just a couple other elements, but really fills out the whole thing. We added in this bell that's kind of like textured and just hitting at the root notes of the sample. Very texture sounding, and I really don't have to add a lot of notes with it. And then I added in this bass, it's bass paradise. And we brought the main chords back, but I just chopped it up a little bit so it's cutting out like this. Leaves it more space with everything else, especially that textured bell. And then for the real sauce here, the real thing that's really filling out these sounds is this vocal phrase. And in this kit, there's a whole bunch of different vocal phrases. And I grabbed vocal phrase 11. And then all I did was pitch it around a little bit and then I reversed it. And then some major sauce here. I just kind of wanted to make it distorted and like weird sounding. So to achieve that sound, I added in this thermal. And it's on saturated spread. Got the sound shifter to pitch it down by 12, but then I'm doing this technique where I kind of change the dry wet. So just adding in a little bit more low end to the sample. And then I added another distortion plugin. It is a Cold Fire and it's this gentle lo-fi preset. Then I added on this reels and I turned the harshness all the way up. And then finally a pan man. So it kind of goes left and right in your ear the whole time. And with all the processing, this is what the vocal sounds like. And then the last new thing I'm adding is this atmosphere, and this is synth atmosphere. Super textured and like ambient sounding, super dope. And then really the last two things are not new. It's just those key layers and drop sounds from the first section. And then this is when I had the idea to switch up the entire sample. And so I started adding in some like transitional elements. And what's really unique about this kit is they have this Horizon intro kit here. And there's all types of transitional elements, percussion loops, intros, and crazy like effects to help transition, you know, from like this intro, like more ambient kind of section into like a darker like switch up section. In my case, it's like a synthy dark section where I switched up to. But this intro kit is crazy. And these are perfect for, you know, adding into the beginning of your sample or beat, and then you can switch up the entire sample with the rest of this kit, really. So that inspired me to kind of make this switch up section just from hearing that stuff. And I grabbed this sound effect from the kit, from the intro kit, and it sounds like this. And also to help with the transition, I added in some elements from this, you know, switch up section. I'm not going to break it down quite yet. I'll break it down a little bit. But really when you start introducing in some elements from other sections, it kind of makes it a lot more cohesive. It helps the transition out. And also to help the transition, I added in this big like cutoff. I wanted to make it really silent and then explode into this like crazy new section. And to make it sound way different, I pitched up the first half of the sample up by 5 semitones. So when I go back to like this drum section, I'm going to pitch it all back down. So I made an automation clip right here. You know, it's all pitched up here. And then right on this drop, it pitches all the way back down to the original BPM. So it's -5. And like I was saying before, with this sound kit, you literally have everything in here. And some of my favorite folders for sure are these acoustic phrases. There's so many good ones. And then also the melody layers in here, goated as always with VM's kits. And I really love these pedal layers a lot. And as you guys will hear when the switch up happens, I put drums over it, and this drum kit is crazy. It just has like really hard hitting, like really nice sounding trap drums in here. And these are like some go-to sounds for like some trap beats. And there's much more in this kit. As you guys can tell, this kit is filled with so much sounds. And I really recommend go checking this out for yourself. I'm sure you're going to make some crazy stuff with this. I'll have a link below to go check out. Also use my code EV30 if you're thinking about purchasing. Not only am I going to benefit from you using my code, you're also going to get 30% off the actual price. So it's the perfect opportunity to get some new sounds. And yeah, definitely go check this one out. Link below. Let's hop right back into the sample breakdown. Now I want to play you guys the transitional section into, you know, the switch up. So as you can tell, completely different. And I'm just gonna break this down real quick. Very simple section. First, I got this one shot, and it's synth elemental. I just did some classic like half semitone pitching here. Really, just like I said, utilizing the half steps. And you know, with these second chords, I'm just going down, you know, a semitone. They're super simple to make, especially with synths like this. They sound super good. Next up, we got this lead 60 right here. I want to add like a repetitive kind of lead sample, and I just wanted to make it really simple too. And then I got this bass sear, and it sounds like this. Again, just following the root notes, and just the simplicity of this whole section is carried by the sound selection. I don't have to do much with the sample. It's just, you know, combining some one shots, combining some pedal layers, and everything sounds super full. And speaking of some pedal and ARP layers here, I got these two right here. This one's Thoughts, and this one is Humankind. It sounds like this. Again, the pedal layers and the ARP layers are super fire. And as we go up this second section here, it starts to switch up a little bit. Not really too much. I just want to add like another like counter melody in there. And I got this bell tones, and it sounds like this. And again, it's just following those root notes, those, you know, semitones up and down, utilizing half steps again. It's really all the same techniques I've been doing this whole sample, just on like new sounds. And then for this instance, it's just like arpeggiating some of these notes and like offsetting them a little bit. And then at this point, I was like, I feel like the sample is done. It's very simple, and I really can hear some drums on it. So I went into the drum kit here, and I just put some pretty basic drums over it, but the drum sounds super hard hitting. So we got this hi-hat pattern here, and it's just like two-stepping with some rolls. But I put an Effectrix on, and this is what it sounds like without the Effectrix. It's super fire, but I want to add an Effectrix on to make it sound like super crazy. And I got just preset here, it's C-Part Clouds, but I changed a lot of the stuff around, and I add all this other stuff on this like loop, the scratch loop, reverb, delay, phasers, you know, all types of crazy effects. And at the end of this bar here, you're going to hear it sounds like super crazy. And then transitions kind of swells up to the next section and it's super fire. And here's all the percussion in here as well. And then for the hard hitting stuff, we got kicks and 808s right here. And I got this classic kick and room for kick 808, and it sounds like this. This 808 is super fire and is exactly what the name says. It leaves some room for that kick. And then these are what all the drums sound like. And then the master stuff is all my same master effects. I'm not going to go over everything because I've done it in like 7,000 videos. So just go watch any other video, to be honest. The only thing you really need to know is I pitched it up by 5, but like I said earlier, I automated the pitch. And that's pretty much it for the beat and the sample. I'm going to play it all right here, and this is what the final thing sounds like. And so yeah, that's pretty much it for the sample. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys take something away from this. And definitely go check out Eternal. It is crazy kit. Lots of sounds. If you want some new sounds, go check this one out. Use my code EV30 for 30% off at checkout. And yeah, I hope you guys had a great holiday. I really just want to thank you guys. This is like one of the last videos of the year. I just want to thank you guys for all the support this whole year. Y'all went crazy and I put a lot of time and effort into this channel and sound kits and whatever else. So I just want to say thank you guys for all the support, and 2025 is about to be crazy. Got some crazy stuff coming. So yeah, with that being said, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you on the next one.